The ball python market is dying. You better get out of it right now. Let's face it, currently in the ball python market, there's a lot of negativity towards the ball python market itself. This is because there's a lot of animals being offered in the market currently, and a lot of the animals are selling way under market pricing. With this saying this, a lot of breeders are also exiting the market due to animals selling at a lower price and these huge price decreases over the time. But where does this leave the ball python market currently? The current state of the ball python market is affecting everyone, and it's got negative and positive outcomes on breeders and hobbyists. At the time, there's currently 55,000 ball pythons offered between all regions across Europe, South Africa and the USA. This is not taking accountable the Asian countries. So currently there's quite a few animals, or actually a large amount of animals being offered in the ball python market. And we see a lot of price drops currently, people selling or undervaluing some of the animals and selling it for actually half of the price of other breeders, which is making a lot of people unsure about the investment and also unsure if they want to continue with the hobby. That's why we see a lot of breeders also exiting the market. So if we take a look at the three top animals or the three animals that mostly found in the pet trade, it's leopard geckos, ball pythons and corn snakes. And looking at the advertisements on Morph Market currently, there's 55,000 ball pythons available, 3,000 corn snakes and 3,600 leopard geckos. So if you compare those numbers, you guys can see there's quite a lot more ball pythons currently available on the market. That's why it always comes down to supply and demand. Your higher end projects will always have a demand for it, and as the projects become more common, the supply becomes to get more and the demand of the animals gets less. I won't say there's too many competitors. It is a vigorous market, or it's a very highly competitive market currently. I think everyone is trying to produce the next best thing and trying to get into the next best project in a sense. I won't say it's too many competitors in the market. I feel there's room for everyone. I just feel that you should take a path that's not been followed. So always try and do something that's out of the norm. How do you stand out from all of these other competitors in the markets? I mean, there's a lot of amazing breeders producing different projects. I'd say is just try and follow a path that hasn't been followed in the past. So try and produce animals that is aesthetically pleasing and is also genetically powerful for both your collection and for someone else's collection, and always try and do something that's out of the norm. So one of the benefits, what is currently happening in the ball python market, for people coming into the ball python industry, they can pick up amazing animals and get into double recessive and triple recessive animal projects, which are quite inexpensive compared to many years ago when you started off with the ball pythons. So if you're getting into the ball python trade or into the ball python hobby now, it's a great time to pick up animals to further your collection, both for new breeders and existing breeders. For existing breeders, this is a good time to restructure the collection, maybe sell some of the animals which is not part of their projects and get into projects that are a part of their future and what they'd like to accomplish. So should you stay away from popular morphs or morphs that's in high demand? I think with all genetics or with all morphs, there's a certain time period where the morph is at its highest peak and then it starts to decline over the next couple of years. So it's a very hard thing to say exactly when to invest in a new genetic. I would say always either invest when it's very at the highest price, or get it where it's still affordable to the general public, but it's not at its lowest point. I think this is only the start of the ball python industry. I'd say every 3 years we go through what we can say is a ball python recession, where we see a huge amount of people leaving the industry and selling up their whole collections. And what we see is the following couple of years, the industry just blooms again and we get a new wave of newcomers, new people who are passionate about the industry. I always say the people who are in the industry for the wrong reasons work themselves out quite quickly, and the people who's there for the long run stays there, and they actually go through these recession times where it gets difficult and they stick with their projects and with their collections, and those are the guys who normally make it quite long term. So there's still a lot of potential for existing breeders and newcomers to get into this industry. I know it might be a lot of information, especially if you're just starting out, to see all of the critics and all of the negative comments about the ball python industry, but then actually you can still further yourself and build a well business or collection or a hobby, whatever you want to call it. So for new breeders, this is the perfect time to get in, because you can get great animals which has got great value, double recessive, triple recessive animals. And for existing breeders, this is the time now to refocus your collection and perhaps restructure it to fit more into your collection's future.